006 048 5853 or 0915 570 8347. You can as well send an SMS or a WhatsApp message, depending on what is more convenient for you. All right, and please ensure that when you do call in, your comments should be very clean and very civil, so we do not break the laws. All right. The Nigerian government is in talks with the United Kingdom over the case of former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu, who is currently serving a prison sentence in the UK for organ harvesting, the trafficking and all that. So, and officials are exploring possible transfer that would allow him to serve the remaining years sentences in Nigeria. So the case has drawn attention. Many Nigerian citizens, a lot of persons are wondering why the government is involved in this case, why the government wants him to come back to Nigeria to serve the remaining terms, to serve the remaining sentences. What is going to be the difference serving in UK and serving over here in Nigeria? So this is what we are going to be looking into this morning. But you know how we do it. Let's take a look at the top stories on today's papers. House shuts down plenary amid tension over budget. Okay, tension over the 2026 budget stalled the House of Representatives on Tuesday as lawmakers adjourned without discussing any items on today's agenda. So President Bola Tinubu had requested approval of 1.15 trillion naira domestic loan to cover the 2025 budget deficit. But members refused to consider it. So they expressed frustration over delays in constituency funding, the unpaid allowances, and unfinished capital projects from previous budgets. You know, at a point, I was thinking that it was just some of the unions, like the ASU, the medical unions, that were going through this issue of unpaid allowances by the federal government. So the House of Representatives, the Senate are also facing this issue. All right, so the lawmakers criticized the wide gap in resources between the ordinary members and the top officials. So it's not everyone that is receiving. Some people are being treated better than the rest of the committee. And also they emphasize that there are so many committees that it makes it very hard to oversee the government ministries effectively. So this issue of the unpaid allowances and caused tension yesterday during the plenary, and as a result, they could not do anything. And they did not, they are yet to approve the loan request by the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All right, the Independent National Electoral Commission on Tuesday presented Governor Chukwuma Soludo with a certificate of return, confirming his win in last Saturday's Anambra governorship election. So receiving the certificate at INEC's Oka headquarters, Soludo promised to work harder in this second term with the people of Anambra, and he has also urged those that the opposition to come together and work for the betterment of the state. So Soludo also described the poll as free, fair, and credible election. You know, what we normally see in the country is when you are the one that won the election, you describe it as a very free and credible election. But then the opposition parties always say something against the election. All right. So next we see a new World Bank report says Nigerian social safety programs are failing the poorest citizens. That only about 44% of benefits get to those who need them the most, leaving millions without meaningful support. So it's not like they're not giving out money. It's not like they're not giving out resources, but it's not getting to those people that it's supposed to get to. And this has to do with the people that are the delegation, the people that it is being given to. And it's still the issue of corruption in the country. Because why you trust that the resources you are giving out will get to the least person in the country, to the poorest person. The people that are receiving it might use it for other things or give it to family members. People would not really need it. So with all that the World Bank, the aids and all that are given out to the country, it still does not get to almost all the poor people, the needy, those who are dying of hunger, those who do not really have enough for themselves. So it's really something that needs to be looked into. When there's an aid, when there's a support for the poor, it should get to them. Because these are the people that they are really targeting. When they were giving the aid, when they were giving the support, they were targeting the poor. And so these resources should be able to get to every one of them. All right, still on the newspaper headlines. PDP crisis deepens as Abuja court halts convention. Tinubu, governors, Sultan Grace Editors Conference today. NDLEA US UK unravel 338 billion naira global cocaine network. Tension as Wike soldiers clash over ex-naval chief's land. Nigerian debts may hit 193 trillion naira with new loans. On the Nation newspaper, customs intercepts 29.4 billion naira cocaine at Lagos ports. NUPRC to begin 2025 licensing round December 1. Capital gains tax for review, says the Minister of Finance, that the capital gains tax, they are for review. All right, on the Nation newspaper, again, we see another court order throws PDP into disarray. On the This Day newspaper, to attract fresh investment in oil sector, NUPRC announces 2025 licensing round. Economy belongs to all. Reform gains must be protected. Cardoso says that economy belongs to everyone in the country, and so the reform gains must be protected. All right, let's see the Vanguard newspaper. Diplomatic engagement yielding results. Federal government says that diplomatic engagement with the US government is yielding results. Tinubu's reforms winning the North. And then all set for Editors Conference in Abuja today. Meanwhile, Wike soldiers bicker over alleged land grabbing in Abuja. And lastly, we have a story on the sports. The Super Eagles have suspended training in Rabat as a dispute over the game bonuses threatens the preparation for the Thursday's World Cup playoffs against Gabon. So the players are demanding $15,000 per game. For any of the games, they're demanding $15,000. But the Nigerian Football Federation is offering $10,000. So until this issue is resolved, training will not resume. And the game is supposed to be tomorrow. So yesterday there was no training. So the training is not going to resume until they come to an agreement. So we look forward to know what the government is going to do in issues like this. We look forward to know what they are going to do, because they are citing the Super Eagles, they are citing the rising bonuses in other countries. And as a result, they are demanding that the government also increase their own bonuses. And this is where we end the newspaper. This is all we can take on the newspaper headlines this morning. And we will go on a very short break before we return for the topic for today. Stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. My name is Odili, and I'm passing the mic to the judge and peacemaker in Volt FM Sports.
I am Godwin, and I'm passing the mic to the Igbo culture expert giving us cultural gist.
What's up, my people? I go by the name Noto with the magic voice, Ike Ekweremadu, and I'm passing the mic to one person who will keep anything right for Catholic.
Hi, Volt family. My name is John, and I'm passing the mic to the driver when they collect fare. You know now.
Hi, neighbor, it's Jason here, and I'm passing the mic to the one that has the magic to heal your broken heart.
My name is Malaika, and I am passing the mic to you. Yes, you. For being part of
104.3 FM.
Welcome back to High Voltage on Volt 104.3 FM. Remember, this is your weekday news analysis show. And you can also call us if you have anything to say concerning the newspaper headlines on 0706-048-5853 or 0915-570-8347. All right, so before we went on the break, before we read the newspaper, we talked about the topic for today. Yes, we are talking about the Ekweremadu situation. As at yesterday, there has been a lot of news concerning that. There has been a lot of outrage from citizens concerning this situation. So we all know that the former Deputy Senator Ike Ekweremadu was sentenced in the UK over the organ trafficking. This was in 2023. And the issue of the federal government sending the high delegates to go and start talking with the UK so that they can bring him back, transfer him back so he can complete his sentence in Nigeria is what we are looking at. We want to understand the motive behind this. Why is the federal government, why do they want Ekweremadu to come back to the country? What is the difference between serving the sentence in the UK and serving in Nigeria? Because we know if you're a top profile person and you're in prison in Nigeria, it's just like you're really enjoying this. Is it political? Is it really something that the government should get themselves involved in, considering the reason for the sentence? Now I want to take you back to what happened. Because in 2023, they allegedly, they told him a young man, a 21-year-old man, that they are sending him to the UK on scholarship. Meanwhile, what they had in mind was to take his kidney for their own daughter. Now, this is a case of deceit. This is a case of slavery, modern slavery. This is a case of trafficking. Without letting the boy know the intention for his travel, you sent him to that place. And now the government, they are coming in. They're coming in to ask the UK government to send him back. For what reason? And why is he the one that needs to be sent back? With all the people, there are so many Nigerians sentenced in the UK prison. Why is the government not speaking for them? Why does it have to be Ekweremadu? What do they want to achieve in doing things like this? Because the president needs to know that it is not every decision, it is not every policy that he makes that is right. Because people are asking why exactly Ekweremadu, with what he did, with what his family did. Yes, they were saying it was because of the health condition of the daughter. But this was without consent. I mean, if the boy had not reported the case, they would have just done it without caring for the boy, without doing anything. I mean, this is a criminal case. And then the government wants to involve, they sent high delegates, send the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Attorney General, and the Minister of Justice, and other high-profile people in the country to go and talk with the UK government just to bring him back to the country. And mind you, he was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, and he has only served 2 years. He still have a lot of years to serve. And now we are asking questions like, if we eventually comes back to Nigeria, is he going to serve the remaining terms? Because we know how corrupt the system can be. Or is he going to serve for a particular amount of years, and they just release him? And then he joins the ruling party, and everything is forgotten. His sins are forgiven. So what is the motive of the federal government? Why do they want him to come back? This is what I want us to talk about. What exactly is the reason behind bringing back Ekweremadu with the crime that he committed? We are looking at the crime, because if he was innocent, if he was charged wrongly, at least we would be saying that the government is interceding on his behalf, that he did nothing wrong, and they want him back. But what we heard, we saw what happened. So why do they want someone like that to come back? And this, if you're on social media, you will know that this has caused tribal wars. Just yesterday, when some tribes are saying that the president is doing it for a particular tribe. Meanwhile, we know that the Igbos will not stand with someone, with a criminal, no matter who you are. Even if you are part of us, but you are a criminal, you are doing the wrong thing, we will not support you. So we do not support the actions of Ekweremadu. And we do not know the reason why the government is doing this. And I personally do not support the motive, whatever motive it is, that the government has to bring him back to Nigeria. Because if it leaves the case of the UK, if Nigerians start handling this case, then believe me, within some years, everything is just going to end. He's going to come out of prison. He's going to come out of prison. This is how it works in Nigeria. This is what happens in the country. This is what we've seen over the years. So do you see this as something reasonable by the government? Do you feel that this is what they should be doing? That this is right at a time like this? Remember that the president had initially pardoned some of, because we are linking all these cases, has pardoned some of the high-profile criminals in the country before there was an outrage from citizens, and he had to reconsider it and review the pardon lists. And now we are also talking about a criminal case. Does this have to do with influence? So because Ike Ekweremadu is influential, now the government now has to come and start begging on his behalf to send him back to Nigeria. And we are asking why the government, why they are doing it. Are they going to plead on behalf of the Nigerians that has been sentenced in the UK? We are not talking of one person. Ike Ekweremadu is not the first Nigerian and will not be the last Nigerian to be sentenced in the UK. So why are they not pleading on behalf of all the Nigerians? Why didn't the president send delegates to send all the Nigerian prisoners held in UK back into the country? Why does it have to be one person? Because when we are talking about sending them, we are also talking about our funds. You are using the funds to send them to the UK to talk about bringing back Ekweremadu into the country. If there was no reason, if this is not political, we do not understand, we do not really know what it is. So 0706-048-5853 or 0915-570-8347. Call us and let us know what you think about this situation, this case of the federal government, of President Bola Tinubu sending delegates to go and talk with the UK government. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay, we cannot hear you. Please do well to call back on 0706-048-5853 or 0915-570-8347. Let's hear what you have to say about this. We understand that Ike Ekweremadu is from the southeast. He is Igbo. But do you support the move of President Bola Tinubu on this case? Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay. All right, so maybe that's network. So please remember to join the conversation on our YouTube channel on High Voltage News. Like, comment, share the video for others to be part of the conversation. Okay? All right, because when we are looking at, we are wondering if this is fair. Is it justice? Is it fair for the parents of the boy? Is it fair? Because if something had gone wrong, we will still be talking about negotiating with the UK government. Hello, good morning. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, please go ahead. Your name and your location.
This is Hakiman Electric, calling from AK.
All right. Okay, please go ahead.
Alright. The first of all is that I, as an Igbo man, I did not support that.
Okay.
And no real Igbo man, a man that can real Igbo man that the blood of an Igbo is running his veins is supposed to steal. We don't support crime and we don't support criminality. And that is what we are being known for.
Okay.
In the world, irrespective of who committed it. Maybe it's my father. I will not support him. Now, this man committed evil. And our government is interested to bring him back to Nigeria for him to serve. What is the difference between him serving there and serving there?
That's what we are asking. Why do they want him to come back?
That is the question. And I've not been in another country or I've not been in their prison or either Nigeria prison. But those that have been there say that I think it's more comfortable than Nigeria. So he should serve his prison time there because it's more comfortable there. But you know the kind of system we run here in Nigeria. As soon as his leg reaches Nigeria airport, straight to his house, moving anywhere and just the one that said it. He's moving down to his house, he's not going to serve anything else. Because if this thing had happened in Nigeria, the Ekweremadu would have not been in prison.
Yes.
He would have not been in prison. The so-called boy maybe would be the one in the prison. But for a place where justice, equity, and fairness is of road, they have did it the way it's supposed to be. And we Nigerians, when we had it, we were clapping for them because they did it. They did what they did right. So we did not support it. I don't know why they are having interest in it or they want it in political ambition come 2027. No, Nigeria government does not do anything that does not profit them. Look at the case of the Canada, everybody has been shouting and raising voices, both international and local people have been saying something about him for him to let him go. He has not done anything or saying anything about it. But he's a man that committed a crime, well-known crime, well-known crime, that both everywhere, humanity and God is against it. And it is the person they are going for to see how they can bring him here so they can set him free. It should start in JSM there. If it is something we will vote so that he will stay after the JSM. Tell him I think we'll take this money.
All right, thank you so much. All right, 0706 048 5853 0915 All right, you can also call us and let us know what you think about this. Do you think it's right do you support the federal government? Do you support Tinubu on his action to bring him back to Nigeria? Or do you think it is entirely wrong considering the offense that he committed? Let us know exactly what you think, your opinion, your take on this matter, because a lot of people have different opinions to say on this. Some are supporting, but we really need to know what you think, considering that you also are from the southeast, you are around. Whether you are southeast or not, as a Nigerian, do you think this is right?